Good morning, everyone. How are you? Good. I'm Jack, as most of you know, and I will be, emceeing or something today. I think by law I have to tell you where the toilets are, so you leave this room and you turn left and then left again, and that's where the toilets are. If you couldn't work that out, it's signed. And I think if there's a disaster, you probably leave this room and then turn right and keep going. I'm not going to say much to begin with. We've got Joey Chatfield Berg here to do a welcome to country on behalf of Eastern Maar. So, Joey.
Thank you, Jack. Thank you, everyone. Morning. Natanwa. I have great privilege of doing the welcome to country on the lands that we stand here this morning of the Gulajan people that form part of the Eastern Maar Nation as the rightful traditional owners and custodians. This is my spirit lands. It's in honour I pay my respects to my ancestors, the spirit people, and to all my elders past and those who are present here, my Aboriginal countrymen and women that I stand in front of you today to this special gathering. I'd also like to pay my respects to my great spiritual being, and that is Bunjil, the wedge-tailed eagle, who is the creator of all things and watches over us, to guide us, to teach us, to give us cultural strengths and beliefs to who we are today and for our future generations. Last night I was, because I do a fair bit of travelling on the road, and last night, particular spots within the landscape, I have connection, I have understanding, and most often than not that I do come across Bunjil, the wedge-tailed eagle, and last night I did experience that again. And as it's intangible to have that connection, but that also gives me strength and ensures that I feel safe and my journey that I'm actually going to get home. I'd also like to acknowledge all my Aboriginal participants, friends, work colleagues, guests, in particular the Conservation Ecology Centre, for allowing me this morning to take the opportunity to do the Welcome to Country. I want to acknowledge and pay my respects to my tribal groups that form part of Eastern Maar, the Jagud Wurrung people, the Gudabernard people, the Gunditj Mara people, the Kuray Wurrung people, and the Japurong people. And to also our neighbouring traditional owners groups, both Gunditj Miring and Wadawurrung. This is a time to come together for all walks of life, far and wide, as professionals, experts, knowledge and many life experience, but just as importantly, as a community, to celebrate this year's 2024 Otways Ecological Research Forum. Yes, I am a traditional owner, but you guys out there are also custodians of this landscape. And together, alongside science research, we always share this bond of friendship, strengthen partnerships and carers of this country as we walk together as one. Through the coordination between both Eastern Maar traditional owners and also working with Lizzie, Corke, the CEO of the Ecology, Conservation Ecology Centre, my cultural blessing to you all in this gathering, and to also gain greater knowledge and allowing us to understand the meaning behind this gathering as an opportunity to share stories, meet new people and show respect to my culture, but also importantly, your culture. Keep safe, take care, welcome and thank you.
Thanks, Joey. I'd also like to acknowledge the Gulajan people whose lands upon which we are meeting today, and acknowledge the Gudabernard people's country, of which I've spent all of my life, largely. I'd now like to welcome to the stage CEO of the Conservation Ecology Centre, Lizzie Corke, to say a few words.
Shorter than Joey. Thank you. It is my absolute greatest pleasure to welcome you to the Otways Ecological Research Forum here on Coolidge country in the Maar Nation. Thank you very much to Joey for that beautifully warm welcome to country. We celebrate the fact that this always was and always will be Aboriginal land, and we acknowledge how privileged we are to be here in this incredibly beautiful place. We honour the Gadabanud, Kirowarung and Wadawurrung people as the traditional custodians of the places where the work presented today has been carried out. And we pay our respects to elders, past and present. Standing in this spot at last year's forum, I spoke about the wonderful peculiarities of this network. I think it's worth revisiting them because what we leave out defines us as much as what we embrace. As a member of this network, you've never filled out an application form. You've never paid a joining fee. You've never received an annual renewal reminder. And you've never had to log in or remember a password. You've never attended a committee meeting because, frankly, none of us need any more of those things. Really, this forum is an email list. It's this annual forum, and it's a shared principle that we can do better by working together. The sole prerequisite for belonging is that you care about this beautiful corner of the world. But its simplicity belies its power. Since the network's inception, collaboration, cooperation, and conversation have been instilled as the way that we work to care for this country and for each other. The projects and discussions that we'll see presented on this stage today prove that when we share knowledge, resources, challenges and opportunities, we can work more effectively and achieve more. And each of us know that our work at desks and field sites across the region and beyond is part of something bigger. Each project presented today by one person will be presented today by one person who has played a key role in its development and delivery. But as each speaker presents, I'd like you to reflect on the fact that behind each project is a substantial team, including scientists, land managers and practitioners, funders, administrators, community and other supporters who have made it such a success. You know who you are, and I thank you all. Each project represents numerous examples of time-honoured First Nations knowledge working hand in hand with cutting-edge science, of on-ground practice being planned and adapted to provide experimental rigour, of research findings and real-time monitoring being immediately applied for dynamic and timely management and improved practice, of strategic cross-tenure collaboration paying off for effective and cost-efficient management of species and landscapes, and of government agencies, NGOs and community working together so closely that they become a team who have one another on speed dial. Other regions look to the Otways to try to determine what it is that has unleashed this different and incredibly effective approach. The answer is deceptively simple. This straightforward and highly functional model works because of you. The work that you do to make that true is immense. Across all the tenures, amongst all the regulations, and with all the stakeholders, and despite increasingly limited budgets, this wonderful room full of people demonstrates over and over again that we can transcend the challenges. Together, we set aside the boundaries of tenure and jurisdiction, we break down the barriers, we talk, and we build trust. And we've made significant progress, but there is a lot of damage to repair and new challenges emerging. As always, it is what we do next that is most important. And this network will ensure that we keep on keeping on for conservation and community as effectively, strategically and efficiently as possible. Finally, I have some important thank yous. I'm delighted to thank the sponsors who looked beyond the terrible acronym that is the Otways Ecological Research Forum to the wonderful purpose of today's gathering and leaned in to lend their support. Thank you to the Australian Government's National Science Week programme, to Beacon Ecological, this forum's longest running supporter, to Cassinia Environmental, who generously doubled the sponsorship that we proposed, to Wildlife Wonders, to Faunatech, and to the Colac Otways Shire. I thank in advance our wonderful presenters. You are the reason that we all show up. And I especially thank Dr. Andrea De Cowie and Dr. Jack Pascoe, without whom today simply would not have been possible. And I thank all of you. Thank you for everything that you do, every day, to care for this most beautiful patch of country. Thank you.